5. True pioneer. When drunk people create an anime.
Objection!
You guys know Evangelion? That one. This show was created when those guys got shit-faced drunk. It turned out pretty good. The story goes somewhat like this. Gainax had just finished broadcasting Gurren Lagann. That's a big deal because the show was a massive...
Oh, this is that guy with the sexy voice that y'all showed me last time. Shoutouts to this guy, and he's the one with the space head.
Success. So the whole team behind the show had the same thought. I need to get f***ed up. The crew takes a trip somewhere, and eventually came the drinks. Now I'm sure the usual stuff was going on, conversations like, I love you, bro!
No, bro sama. I love you. No, I love you, bro. I love you, my nigga.
Hey!
I made that part up. Here's the truth according to Wikipedia. The team, in a drunken stupor, begins throwing ideas around. There's ideas for how to animate next time, which shows they want to work on, etc. Hiromi Wakabayashi is listening to everyone scream, and he's like, holy fuck.
I've been waiting for this.
He suggests a show inspired by American adult animation, stuff like South Park or Drawn Together. He'd call it Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. It would push boundaries, be offensive, and not be put into a box. They liked this idea so much, nearly all of the concepts for the show were made on this one trip. And by a miracle, the team started having fun. You could see it oozing out of the concept art with things you'd never think of. There's little candle demons, guns made out of underwear, a pedophile priest who is in white. Who thinks of this stuff? Ideas bounced around the writing room, so much so that by the end they had enough content for 6 seasons of the show. Of course, it ended up hilarious and insanely fun to watch, but not right away. The crew wanted Panty and Stocking to push Japan's boundaries to the upper limit, but if we exclude porn, Japan's upper limit is like not super crazy. So, word on the internet is, the show didn't even perform well there. What this anime needed was freedom. In America, our adult cartoons touch all sorts of degeneracy. If you've ever watched Super Jail, you have no doubt wondered how the fuck it's on cable. So Funimation purchases the rights to Panty and Stocking and starts working on a dub. This would end up being the greatest thing that could have happened to the show. They tell Jamie March, the writer, director, and voice actress of the show, to America the shit out of it. Jamie takes it upon herself to push the show as far as she can take it, and by some miracle, yet again, they begin to have fun. Funimation's new dub changed the show. It changed how the characters acted, the jokes, entire conversations, and it became something completely unique. People loved the changes, calling it an orgasm of excellence. The best anime of 2010. This shit is awful. Panty and Stocking is an anime that relies on swears, penis jokes, and violence as its selling point. This anime offends me. Not a single thing about it didn't offend me. It's possible Funimation went too far with this anime, but too far is what I'm all about, baby. What's in this show? Why do so many people like it? Why do people hate it? To find these answers, we're gonna have... The intro is completely unbefitting of 2010. I was blown away by the little title cards, the expressive animation, and sweeping shots of the city.
Holy fucking shit!
Then I met Panty. Panty is what we would call a good old-fashioned whore, and also our main character. Then there's Stocking. They're both sisters and angels who were kicked out of heaven. As punishment, they're sent to Earth to take out evil ghosts in exchange for god tokens. Today's target, a ghost made out of poopy. Hey! This show's gonna get me demonetized, I swear to God. We're not done meeting the main characters, though. The best one's name is Chuck. They
that looks like
fucking
Gurr
killed
from Invader
Chuck.
Zim.
And finally, Garter Belt. Garter Belt is a special case, as he's a black guy voice acted by a white guy who's also Vegeta, who's written by a Japanese guy. He also has some of the best dialogue in the entire show.
If we die out here, we're gonna kill you!
Patience is a virtue! Shut the fuck up, bitches!
So after we meet them, the two take off, and they find their poop ghost. Wait, he's merely a handsome plumber.
You're a hot piece of ass.
Do not do it.
La 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 la! You can't hear this! You can't hear this!
After that, the two go
so
back
she just
home
fucked
because
anyone?
they didn't do anything they were supposed to do. This is where you start realizing how the show's gonna play out. Panty and Stocking are much more like you and I than they initially seem. They care a lot about the same things we do. Cock, Sugar, the essentials. Dumb stuff like saving people and killing ghosts, that gets in the way. Every episode is about a different ghost that Panty and Stocking slowly work themselves up to fighting, each time in a different way. What happened to the ghost we were supposed to worry about?
Oh, it's Evangelion.
Holy shit! What the fuck are we gonna do?
Panty and Stocking turn hot for 10 seconds and finally do their jobs. This is one half of episode 1. Remember, they take inspiration from cartoons, so every episode is split into 2 11-minute halves, just like the shows you used to eat cereal to. This appreciation for American culture is the heart of what makes Panty and Stocking so unique. There's references to Ren and Stimpy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Transformers, the Michael Bay version, the Powerpuff Girls, High School Musical, Fight Club, Beverly Hills Cop, Pulp Fiction, South Park. Some scenes look straight out of Foster's Home, and Chuck is a reference to Invader Zim.
That's what I said.
Episode has some reference around the corner. They're super fun to find. As awesome as that is, the way this impacts the format is more important. Let's say I want to build a powerful narrative in a story that takes itself a bit more seriously. I might not just need characters you like, but ones that experience hardship, face their bad decisions, and fall again and again and again and again until they figure out how to stand up straight. Because that's when people grow, and when you capture that, you get those memorable climaxes where the main characters reach the end of their journey. This is usually only possible if you don't blow your fucking characters into smithereens the last episode. Panty and Stocking sacrifices the ability to create tension in exchange for speccing all the way into entertainment. It sucks if you want a meaningful story, but when you want to eat cereal and scratch your nuts, this sort of thing is perfect. It allows the creators to be free. When each episode has practically fuck all to do with the last, there are no wrong answers. Hey, you want a Transformers parody where the main robot is named Coctimus Prime? Go ahead, make Tom Cruise the game show host where a lawyer monkey decides the fate of the main characters. Who gives a dang? There's this episode that confused the shit out of me at first. Episode 3 starts off on a desaturated, super serious warboat. Everyone's scared. That's a weird explosion. Everyone's scared. Is his handwriting
Sperm cells.
armies? Everyone's
Oh, this is them trying to get to the freaking egg. They're all sperm cells trying to get to the freaking shit.
pound.
Some of you guys, but you came through. You came quick, hard.
If you haven't noticed it yet, let past me explain it to you.
It's time, Seaman.
Wait.
Get off.
These are sperm soldiers. Ew! Ew! Ew!
And then what's shooting back at them? The plan B?
Talk to the orchestra for a second. Huh? What you say? This episode starts off in the perspective of fucking sperm soldiers. It's a ball, never knowing what's going to happen next, especially when the cast is trying to push every boundary they can. Your expectations constantly fall short of what's actually going to happen next. But if it's unfunny, yuck. Carlton, you're called, sir. Fetch me the gringos. Right away, sir.
The gringos.
Yes, these people. The character designs are so eye-catching, constant references, and the concepts for these episodes are super unique. But it was missing spice. What Funimation did, these gringos took a look at all the hard work Gainax produced and polished it with a different perspective. They disregarded strict translation. So much of the dialogue comes out completely natural, it sells the jokes, and the characters become believable. So when Garterbelt said,
All right, you hookers, go wash your asses in the sink.
I paused right there, because I've said this sentence almost word for word to people. All right, hookers, wash your asses in the sink. Humor varies greatly depending on where you are. When you watch an anime with a good translation, half the shit is still gonna fly over your head. We don't get the puns or the references to politicians, and we've developed a separate sense of humor. But when you strip down that barrier and say, fuck being accurate, you get something like Ghost Stories.
God, you are four
Think
of
of
the
a big
ugliest fucking
black man
kids I've ever
chasing
had
you.
the misfortune of laying my eyes on. I can't wait for this bitch to kill.
As opposed to Ghost Stories, however, Panty and Stocking works with the original content in perfect harmony. The basic characters and plot are intact, but now they know the ins and outs of American culture. They reference ESPN, they name drop Real Housewives of DC. This line right here.
You better not get all fat again. Otherwise, you'll have to get way good at blowjobs.
How did they know Fat women are insane at blowjobs. You would never hear this in an anime. I especially like how they've portrayed the characters here. Everyone is so extremely distinct from one another. Panty is a crazed harlot, Garter is a walking stereotype but somehow less racist than this, Stalking is a cute goth who likes fat dorks. Don't get excited, she's not real. These huge personalities collide and drum up so much chemistry, it's insane. That's how the show gets away with an entire episode taking place on a couch. I think a lot of these shows are scared to have female leads with serious defects. The most I'll see is a chick that's kind of mean because she secretly likes the main character, or the classic donor that got bullied for being too pretty. Alright bro, we get it. You gotta sell merch of the characters so you don't want to show her pooping or being a hoe. I get it, but that's what makes it so refreshing to see female leads who are weird as hell. Panty is panty. Stalking. Well, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen, and I want her to do it again. But that's not a katana in her hand. Let's not understate the importance of a shitty main character. Kazuma, Subaru, Riley Freeman, Rick Sanchez, Peter, Homer, Bojack. You're quite acquainted with this archetype, but rarely do you see chicks fill that role, especially not as elegantly as this. Panty and Stalking hurls nostalgia, gorgeous colors, and fire jokes at you from left and...
Was that a Gorillaz reference?
Is this. Panty and Stalking hurls
Bro, that's the Gorillaz! What?
nostalgia, gorgeous colors, and fire jokes at you from left and right. There's nothing quite like it. It's so brave artistically, but it's pretty stupid. A lot of what I said can be flipped. I like how the characters are bad people.
These bitches do not care about nobody.
I like bad words.
They cuss like fucking pirates, okay?
I like how they sit around and do nothing.
They stay maxing out Garterbell's credit card. They can't keep a job to save their fucking lives.
Okay, lady, you're just picking on me now. You were describing me.
Listen, I love Panty and Stalking, okay?
Oh, okay, we're good.
But this show really does not like black people.
Guys, I have to admit, I actually do like black people, so I kind of see where she's coming from, but you missed one thing, ma'am. They gave him the funniest line in the show, not the two gringas. Something to think about. The humor is definitely not for everybody. Much of it revolves around being vulgar or saying the word pee-pee. But if you have thick skin, an open mind, and for some reason any of this seems appealing, you'll see how sick the show can be. The art is like... Every scene is extremely stylized. It leaves an aesthetic footprint on your mind. Onomatopoeias skate around the screen. Every time a villain dies, it cuts to the crew blowing up a real doll, so you know they had fun. The show gives off such a sense of freedom. When people can create without fearing the result, something like Panty and Stalking comes along. Or High Guardian Spice. Maybe fearing the result is a good thing.
The hell's a High Guardian Spice? Bro, is that multiverse in the background? Ew, nobody's playing that game anymore. Irrelevant. But great video though. I don't know, dude. But like,
I would turn into a convertible.
you would do it for the and then you resist the rest.
This is High Guardian Spice video is done by the same dude who did the Panty and Stalking video you just watched.
High Guardian Spice.
Bro, 15 minutes! Oh my god. Last video. Do not send me these long-ass videos.
This is a Crunchyroll original anime that was made with a 100% female writing room and big aspirations for diversity of all kinds. It also might send Tremors way up billion-dollar companies that control all the media we look at. So, here's why I think that, what this very stupid show is all about, and its backstory. In 2018, Crunchyroll debuted a trailer for an American anime featuring 4 female main characters who want to become Guardians. That's it. That's as far as they got in actually telling us about the anime.
Characters are really diverse, our cast is really diverse.
We are 50% female, and our writer's room is 100% female.
It's that kind of thing. Crunchyroll has still not realized that they should probably show the show, so they press upload. The next day, the content milking began.
Dear Crunchyroll, stop fucking around and just give me goddamn anime. Why do I have to look at football players and a bunch of white-ass normie wannabe actors talking about attacks on fucking Titan every time I click on...
Everyone on the internet mutually looked at this bullshit and thought, your writing staff is all white women who can't see. And diversity is supposed to come to mind when I see this. The controversy piled up. People got more and more mad. Crunchyroll disables likes and comments on the trailer. Eventually, while not immediate, the hate began to gradually die down.
Can't see, because they all wearing glasses like me.
This one's tweets began floating around.
Kill all men. Moral of the story: I hate men. Every dude.
Here we go.
I can never be a bartender because as soon as guys talk to me unprompted, I just give them death stare.
This confirmed something for a lot of folks out there. This show is written by weirdos. I did some research myself and instantly fell in love with one of the writers who has a potent hatred for white women, much like myself, a sexist. And it took me all of about 3 seconds before I thought, wait a minute, bitch, aren't you white? The press was not looking good. High Guardian Spice was set to release in 2019, and people were already finding reasons to hate the show in 2018. 2019 flew by and High Guardian Spice was silent. 2020 came and we got 6 seconds of the anime. And 3 years after the announcement, it happened. High Guardian Spice was just as bad as everyone had predicted. Just kidding. It was worse. Let's explore the show a little.
Sage, it's finally here. Can you believe it? I almost can't.
In case you can't tell, they're talking about the show without actually talking about the show. Here's our main characters, Rosemary and Sage, who are taking their first steps towards High Guardian Academy. And the show is already stressing me the fuck out.
No. It is 4 minutes and 29 seconds in, and I'm praying that I don't see what I think I see. Because if so, there are compression pixels.
Yup, I saw them. I kind of saw them like right here. I see it. The compression pixels are right here. The Fire Emblem 3 houses. When you look up at the sky, you saw that shit look pixelated. I see the compression pixels here, right here, here. Bro, I see them shits everywhere.
This is a compressed image.
A first episode should be your best step forward. You give us a reason to care.
True. First episode should be the best episode. Or not the best episode, but the first episode is like your first impression. It's what get people to potentially either continue watching your show or just drop it altogether.
About the story, something to hook the viewer, and you put a
You said I legit can't see it? Oh, I could see it.
Ton of budget into making everything look pretty. I should not be noticing fucking bread JPEGs. Look at this bread. This isn't cartoon bread. And watch this. It's made out of see-through because someone...
Oh! Somebody put this shit in Photoshop? Oh! You can see through it. That's an editing error in Photoshop.
Went through the show's concept art, found a picture and doodled it out thinking, yeah, no one's gonna notice this. I'm not cherry picking.
Yeah, and they just placed it there.
The anime.
I can literally see the fucking mask layer that they...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a Photoshop thing, bro. It's like, if you mess with, like, Photoshop, or in my method, right? I used to make YouTube thumbnails whenever I updated, or not updated, whenever I made YouTube videos, I made thumbnails. I used to mess with this shit all the time. So you could literally see it. And that shit is, like, everywhere.
Feathered out. Like... What
yeah.
The fuck?
See if you notice what's going on with this wall.
It's right here. Look at this shit on the side. Why does it look like that? It looks flat like a piece of paper right here on the side.
What?
I was offended by the art, but pressed forward. Sage and Rosemary finally arrive at the school and stay with Sage's cousins. I did notice there was some implied sex going on because the two cousins talked about finding the right one and then immediately scurry off into their bed chambers, like me and my cousin, but I brushed that off. Finally, the two are ready to explore their new campus. Oh, a gay ferret! No. Rosemary gets distracted and finds herself at a marketplace. This is the perfect time for Rosemary to rip out her sword and swing it around for no reason and behead the shit out of our next main character, Time. But the best part is when she tries to gaslight her into feeling she's the one in the wrong.
It's a giant sword.
It's not a giant sword. She's just shorter than you.
Gaslighter, yeah!
After that scene's over, they go to meet our last main character, Parsley, and finally the gang's all together. High Guardian Academy is a pretty interesting school. The 4 girls are divided into classes for ethics, blacksmithing, potion brewing, and magic. I like that concept. It's been done infinitely better before, but I like that concept. It's hard to summarize the story because on each episode the gang learns something new in one of their classes. In one episode, the dwarf gets lost in a cave, and at the same time, Sage casts a spell on a cat that turns it into a superhero. But as you can probably tell, nothing actually fucking happens. The plot goes nowhere. At the time of making this video, I still do not know what a goddamn guardian is. The whole reason why everyone's going to the school, the whole reason for learning swordplay is just not explained. What are they fighting against? Let's go read the summary. As they master the ways of battle and sorcery and blah blah blah, and discover their true identities while preparing to protect the world from an ominous unknown threat.
What is the threat?
Has it occurred to you that the threat shouldn't be fucking ominous and unknown? Like, this world is built around the idea of becoming a guardian and protecting the world. But if I were to ask any of the characters why?
Yeah, that makes no sense. So it's kind of like, why are you going to school in the first place? And why are you studying to become a blacksmith? Why are you studying to become a swordsman when you don't even know what the threat is? It's like they're just blindly preparing themselves for some imminent, I don't know, for some imminent bad guy to just show up? You said the cat's the best character? It's kind of weird.
They'd probably respond, fuck. I don't know. But that's okay. Loose plots can be taped over with good characters. Look at anything by Shinichiro Watanabe. The only thing is, High Guardian Spice literally doesn't want you to like the characters. It doesn't even want the characters to like the characters. Take Time, for example. She's mean to everyone all the time indiscriminately. You don't even have to prompt it. She just comes out the cut saying out-of-pocket shit.
Just shut up. Everyone, shut up.
These two have untargeted hatred for everyone who isn't them. Again, you don't even have to do anything. They're just dickheads.
Hey! Oops. I am Professor
Rosemary and Sage, they're best friends, and they start to hate each other also. What kind of monster would make you despise their own characters? For what purpose could they have done so? It's to manufacture sentimental moments. I swear to God, I recall at least 2 or 3 times where Time is like, I guess we're friends after all. And then she just changes her fucking mind right after. It made me spiral into a mental breakdown. I suppose you're also supposed to feel sympathetic for Snapdragon.
Get off, Yarrow! Give me the river bunny, wuss. You sound like a girl.
I don't think I would have made it through the show without my guiding light. Cornell. He's so cute. I laughed hysterically every time he was on screen. Just listen to him.
You gotta start running! We need to get to the rotunda!
Do you love this guy?
Who is that?
I love this guy. Then there's a pothead character who doesn't care about anything. His voice actor has never done anything really of note. He doesn't even have a profile picture on IMDb. He ends up stealing the show.
Have a look. Let me know. I'll swap him out. You know, you can just like go ahead and knock on my skull if you need assistance.
Holy fuck! Yo, that guy's actually high while, yo, he is actually high while recording this set.
You know, you can just like go ahead and knock on my skull if you need assistance.
Holy fuck, dude!
Okay. Don't break our stuff.
What a cute fucker.
The dude literally plays the saw too, which he does in the show. I didn't even know you could play a saw. Of course, there's Neppy Cat. Do I even have to explain the appeal of Neppy Cat?
I am Neppy Cat.
But hopefully you've come to the same huge conclusion about the show as I have. All of the good characters in the show
are dudes.
Are men.
Yeah.
How did you fuck that up? They're
Oh no. How the fuck? Yo, that's crazy. And aren't all the creators girls? And they somehow made all the girls in the show trash. And the 3 guys in the show are the best that's crazy.
Chill, funny, cute goobers doing their gooberish thing. And in an attempt to make strong female leads, you made them bitchy, petty, childish trope characters. The side characters should not overshadow the leads. Even Cornell is a goddamn beast.
I need you to know something.
What's that, Pernell?
I am very good at all of this.
Yo!
Meanwhile, Rosemary stumbles around the show, not really good at anything until she randomly needs to be. Thanks, plot. Cornell's also a very vocal atheist, which I thought was kind of funny.
But in general, I don't believe in oblivion. want some trail mix?
The plot goes nowhere. I can't care about the characters. What do you think is going through my head while watching the show? Absolutely nothing. High Guardian Spice is a kid's show with nothing to offer. It's a kid's show.
Holy. He just what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? You killed him.
It is no longer a kid's show. One of the most confusing things was the show building itself up as something only a stupid baby would like, and then going the genocide route. Or this, you're gonna love this. You can hear me all the way over from the other side of the room.
Oh, she's a lush who never met a deckhand she didn't deck. With her hands.
What the fuck?
Remember earlier how it felt like they were implying a sex scene earlier and I dismissed it because it's a kid's show?
So boring. Well, how do you guys and Professor Bunny know each other?
Oh, we
go to the same parties.
It's bizarre to see Professor...
Oh my fucking god. They're hoeing like...
Oh my god.
It is heavily implied that these three engage in orgy parties.
Yeah, they all
I don't need to... This is what the creator had to say about the maturity of High Guardian Spice. There's some violence, blood, and curse words later on that I think are more on par with Naruto. Stuff that's normal in shonen, but never shown in American kids cartoons. I don't know, Ray. Which episode of Naruto was it where Rock Lee said,
"Watch out, Naruto! I have taken up my and mouth once before. That is not a predicament you want."
Yeah, because he said bad words like Naruto, and I'm like, nah, I don't remember Naruto saying anything that's out of pocket besides believe it. Because I don't remember no cuss words in Naruto.
It's on your hands.
The maturity isn't on par with Naruto. I actually think it's very childish to randomly flash your viewers with something gross just to prove you can. You can edit out all the random adult themes and visuals. The show stays the exact same. Unlike Naruto, where they draw blood and it's significant, they use the adult themes to increase the tension. This is just weird, and you've limited your potential audience, which is about to bring us to the most important part of this video. High Guardian Spice has no clear audience. It's marketed towards children with this ugly-ass CalArt style that I hate. The storytelling is childish and dumbed down until it's suddenly doomed.
Oh shit!
So you've excluded adults, you've excluded children. All that's left is some weird gray area of really young teens that can purchase Crunchyroll and watch this. The plot is non-existent. Much of the staff barely has any experience. And remember what this chick said?
But I also get to create a studio from scratch.
She was going to have to make a studio from scratch? In what fucking world does this sound like a good business investment? I began to believe that Crunchyroll only greenlit this on the merit of its diversity. If I were Crunchyroll and someone pitched a show that was basically a husk with no content other than a colorful cast, I wouldn't fucking fund it unless I wanted to try and tap into this new wave of social justice and capitalize on gay folk. That's why the trailer had nothing to say but it's diverse and we're all women, because that's the selling point, not the content. This thought followed me from the moment I saw the trailer to when I finished the anime, and finally I found this article. Sarah Aisa pitched a show that looked like this. You can see the females actually have boobs, you know, they're not shaped like jelly beans. It doesn't look like a Tumblr comic, that sort of thing. Well, Sarah pitched this show to, quote, a huge company that produces animated shows. And following her show's rejection, that company squealed. Allegedly, they told her that a show they funded had an all-girl cast, different body types, and LGBTQ representation. So when that company made a trailer for it, they focused on its diversity instead of actual animation footage, which got huge backlash. So that company now looks at shows with diversity themes like people of color or rainbow folk and are extremely reluctant to even give them a shot because they believe it wouldn't make them money. Keep in mind, this is all alleged. For all I know, this chick could be talking out her ass, but it makes sense. Once these companies start raking in multi-millions, they don't give a fuck about you or me. The only language they speak with is money, and if you're not gonna give it to them, they're gone. Now I was interested. I researched more and more, and then it clicked. Crunchyroll was owned by Otter Media. Otter Media owned Gunpowder and Sky, Rooster Teeth, Hello Sunshine, and Verve, and Otter Media is owned by Warner Media, who owns Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Boomerang, HBO, TBS, True TV, DC Comics, CNN.
I didn't even know that. Warner Media owns all of that shit?
And more. And Warner Media is owned by AT&T. Throughout this whole chain of companies, am I to believe that only Crunchyroll noticed the potential?
AT&T controls all of that? I didn't even know. So what? AT&T owns Cartoon Network?
potential loss of millions of dollars, and they're the only ones who might be reluctant to give diverse shows a chance. And get this, on August 12th, 2020, Sony and Warner Media begins talks of buying Crunchyroll, 10 days before Sarah's tweets. They own Funimation, and I'm not saying Crunchyroll is evil, I'm not even saying this girl's tweets are the truth. It's kind of weird that professionals would just admit something like that. I'm telling you, however, that there's too much money involved for people not to look at the failure of High Guardian Spice and tread a little differently. This terrible, stinky mess of a cartoon very well could change the sort of content America sees in the future. But let's not blame the creators. They didn't have a choice in how their show was marketed. Crunchyroll threw that trailer together because they thought, oh, diversity should be enough to sell the show. Hey, talk about how gay it is and put the pink-haired girl up. They'll love her. They're the ones that fought for proving something so obviously flawed. I believe these people tried to make something special. Bad writing, bad taste, and I believe most of all, inexperience made that kinda hard. So the next time you see one of these people on Twitter, don't be mean. They just made a show that they liked. I didn't like it though.
Damn! 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 Shit! Jesus. Wait a minute. Ah! What the f—
But if you thought that was good, just wait until you see my Nord ads. Transition.
Once upon a time, there was a boy that downloaded some sketchy files from the internet. The boy enjoyed his plundered goods, up until the point that his eyes...
This man's narration skills. Space Dandy, my man. That was a good video. Good video. Blind people IRL, blind people in anime. All the time. Not even blind people in Sekiro. And then they one-shot you.